Thank you very much. And thank you to HRC for inviting me to my very first Time to Thrive. It's such an honor to be here and see all of you, so hi. A few years ago, my sister Haley and I convinced our mom, or Tracy, so yes, Tracy, work, where are you? To drive us to the grand opening of a mall near our home in Las Vegas. As Lady Gaga's song Applause played, a crowd gathered behind a local live news broadcast, and I was there, just doing what I do every time Lady Gaga's music comes on, you know, feeling myself. Overnight, the video of me voguing soon turned into a major viral sensation, and it was very big. It's given me a platform to be a voice for a young generation and allowed me to be connected in a bigger way to a huge community of supporters. But the Brendan on camera, it is who I've always been. Now the rest of the world just had a chance to see it. As a young person, I'm very lucky and very blessed. I have parents who are very supportive of who I am and me living my truth. And as I am still only in high school, like most teenagers, I'm still figuring it out. I'm starting to identify as one or as part of the trans community. I can't really label it because, you know, some days my more feminine side comes out, the she. And some other days I just don't really feel like putting on my fabulous mask and the he comes out. And, you know, I'm totally okay with that. And I don't know who I am or where I will be going in the future, who I will be 10 years from now, but I'm still a teenager. Who did? But I just like the limitless feeling of it, and I'm perfectly fine with who I am now. I think I just identify with both genders, so I go by the pronouns he or she, and it's just what I'm happy with. Thank you. I'm often asked by people my own age, how am I so confident and how can I get up every day to live my truth? Listen, I'm gonna be honest, being a teenager isn't easy. I mean, right, we've all been there, right? I mean, dealing with the bullying isn't the easiest, but I share my advice because it's what has worked for me. Be true to yourself and don't care about anything anyone else says about you. Those words ring true for our next guest, Andrea Page. Andrea's career began when she was first discovered in 2007 as a teen working at McDonald's. Since then, she has gone on to walk in top runway shows, such as Marc Jacobs and Jean-Paul Gaultier, where she opened the show in women's haute couture and closed the show in a men's suit during one season. During London Fashion Week, February 2015, Andrea made her debut as a woman at the Giles Deacon Show. Since then, she has been breaking boundaries. Andrea has continued to grace the covers of top fashion magazines and entertainment publications, and she has helped to pave the way for other transgender people in the fashion industry. Most recently, she is the subject of a documentary about her transition. Along the way, she has served as a role model to me and many other LGBT kids around the world. Join me in taking a look at her groundbreaking partnership with Kenneth Cole. Oh, I'm sorry, girl. These are so hard to pronounce sometimes.
For me, it's
Hello and welcome to Tricks of the S-Trade channel. Today is the 19th of February 2017, and today's video is part 2 of Beyonce, the gender trade. So before I start, as I usually say, I'm not against anybody being a transgender, right? What I'm against and what I am exposing is the organized system put in place to take children before they can reach the age which they can make a choice for themselves, right? To live, right? In a sex that they want to, that choice is taken from them. They are forcefully castrated, mutilated, fed hormones, and forced to live in a gender that's not their birth gender. Now, as I've always said, if you've watched the part one of this video already, we have talked about that already. And as I've always said, the people who are the hams of this is the Vatican. All right. Now, when people come in contact with the truth, it serves like it's like a shock. It's too shocking for you to be able to accept it, right? So why am I saying that? It's because of the fact that, your whole life, our lives have been built on lies. You have to be subject to rules. A typical example I'll tell you is like, for example, if you're with all the facts presented to you beyond reasonable doubt, you will still choose not to accept it. But that's on you. It's not gonna be on me because I found out the truth and I'm gonna stick with it. Now, the reason why this show is about Beyonce in part two is because, a lot of people watch this light show of the Grammys, which you can see right now on my screen. And they'll say, oh, yeah, we did see Beyonce's baby bump, but it was a light show. And they'll say, oh, no, we saw she was pregnant with a baby bump. Duh, that was a light show. How can you be so, are you that simple to be deceived? So, like I said, right, the truth is sometimes very difficult to accept. So it's gonna be like that movie that you've watched, with it's called A Few Good Men. It's starring Jack Nicholson and Tom Cruise, in which in which Tom Cruise says, "I want to know the truth," and Jack Nicholson says, "You can't handle the truth," So that is what we face with. So I'm here just to present some more facts to you that Beyonce has never ever been pregnant because she's been a dude all along. Now, one of the things that makes it very, very difficult, because like I said, is the Vatican that controls everything. They control the economy, most importantly, because without being in control of the economy, they can't do what they're supposed to do. Because the way to make you bow down to the New World Order is to make sure that they control the economy and control the money you have, so they can force you to do stuff that you wouldn't really do. All right. Now, people always say that maybe you've heard this a couple of times when they tell you that the Illuminati, right, runs the world, which is technically correct. It is correct, but what they need education that's attached to this video. We'll attach a document that will show you the visual differences between a male and a female. So attach that document. Look for the primer video on this channel, right? Get to the primer video and watch that first. Watch also the Zayn Malik video and the Marilyn Monroe video. You can watch the Beyonce part one before you watch this one, so we'll give you like a basic foundation. So before I go further, right, I just want to say, I want to show you a little bit of timeline in history that can clear a lot of things up, all right? Now, people always say that maybe you've heard this a couple of times when they tell you that the Illuminati, right, runs the world, which is technically correct. It is correct, but what they never tell you, it's that the Vatican accepted the lie